Right, boys and girls, here we are on our new job. We are by the seaside, and let's just say this job is going to throw us a few curveballs. So let's just pan around. And so this little extension, which has been, this house has had no repair work done to it for God knows how long, but this is only single skin. So you can see here all the paintwork, all the water's been getting behind it. We've got a lot of frost damaged bricks. That window's going to come out, and there's eventually going to be French doors in there straight down. It is going to be a utility room. We've got a 9-inch return here. Well, actually we've got 9-inch, we've got a 14-inch return, more or less. Same along here. This is all failed, and that door's getting blocked up. We're going to take this guttering off because it's just running there, and when it absolutely hammers down, it just soaks that wall, and it's coming through into the house. Right, we're going to chop this plaster off because whatever's going on behind here, this wall needs to dry out. You can see all the salt's coming through. We've got an idea what it is, but we need to get all this off so this wall can start to dry out before it gets replastered. So coming through this part, this is looks a bit terrible. So this is all going to come out. I don't know if you can pick it up on here, but that right hand timber you can see there, that one, it's just dropping off. The timbers are all, they've got massive holes cut through them. There's no strength in that stringer, so we're going to be replacing that and putting stringer all the way across there. That joist there, look, it's been eaten there. So yeah, then we're going to look at, we need to widen this a bit just to bring the door frame across. We're going to take that wooden lintel out and put a concrete one in. Going to get that consumer unit moved from there under the stairs and put under there. And if you see all these cracks in this plaster, so all this plaster's coming off. This has all been skinned. The poor guy, he'd had somebody in and they're supposed to have plastered it, but it's just cracked everywhere. It's absolutely terrible. So I think they had his pants down really. So we're going to look at basically stripping back and starting again. So this area is going to be the kitchen, but at the minute everything's just a storage room. So we're going to get everything moved. That's going to get stripped off. That's going to get extended back to there. So it's just going to be a 600 back from there, and then it'll just look like the units continue straight through to here then. But yeah. Yeah, so we've got a bit of work in this room to do. So the fireplace, but the guy's just moved in, so he's got stuff everywhere. We've got to work out what to do with this, but that's another story. Going up the stairs, we've got work to do up here. All these MDF reveals are coming off because they look absolutely shite. So the bathroom's in there. I'm not going to go in there just yet, but that's going to get ripped out, and it wants like a Victorian style. But let me just have a look. Is there anything in there? Oh right. So yeah, the ceiling's in a right bad state. They're probably not IP rated spotlights either in there. But yeah, it's a case of getting all this stripped out because we're going to be fixing the floor as well. You saw the joist underneath. And then that baby, that back wall there. So we need to just have a look at that and see what's going on. I think the ceiling's coming down, that's our text, so we need to bear in mind potential for asbestos in there. So we might just have to do a test kit on it and test it first, or the other option is to overboard it. But we'll go from there. Where do we start? I've got an electrician booked in for Wednesday. He's coming in to have a look, see what he can do regarding moving that consumer unit under the stairs. Then we've got a skip ordered because we need somewhere to put all this rubbish. Also, we've got to get windows manufactured, doors manufactured, everything stripped back. So we're going to be here quite a while really. The homeowner's told us he's going away in May, which gives us a 2-week window to get the bathroom knocked out, because we can't live in without any bathroom facilities. So yeah, I think that is everything for. It's a lovely day now. Let's look at the house from here. So the render on the outside, I don't know if you can see there, but it looks like they've just used some sort of sand text, and then they've used a cement mold on the window, and you can see the different pieces they've put in, and then the screws have rusted because they're not connected, covered should I say, and they've just come straight through. Paintwork needs to come off the archway because it's just ruining it. This step has got to be dropped. We're trying to find a stone replacement to install the original door sill, because the guy wants the house back as original as possible with all the old mouldings for the architrave. Yeah, he just wants it all as it was really. I mean, I haven't seen a house like this for ages. It's still got the power coming in. Where is it? There it is, out the ground. Look at that, this is the feed in. Now this is for the entire terrace. So it comes up here, his goes here, then that branches across to that house, and then it carries on to the next house down the street, and then the rest comes round here, and it feeds the rest of them over there. Yeah. So there'll be a few videos. So might do a bit of a how-to on some of these things. I don't really like doing how-tos, I just like to show what we do. Anyway, yeah, that's it for now. See you later. Right, we took up this bit of a floor here, and it's just full of all the old plaster, and it was literally up to the timbers.
It's concrete, that.
Yeah, so something's thrown in there, aren't they? There's a joist there, look, what's been a bit of a repair, but this doesn't look like it's actually on anything. That's actually gone underneath.
Yeah.
And that's a new one. Feel for your fingers under there.
Oh, it's rotten.
Yeah, and that's a fucking new one.
Woodworm.
Yeah.
It's woodworm, that. It's all gone.
So he's had this replaced at some point, and
yeah,
that's terrible.
It's just transferred from the old joist.
Can't be treated, has it?
No.
We're gonna have to wait for him to get home and sort of plan out. But all that shit needs digging out of there, else we're still gonna have this damp issue. So I think that's probably what's been causing it. The amount of rubbish in there, it's just the capillary action's just drawing it up and drawing it up.
Yeah.
It's also hard. I mean, this is lime mortar built, but it's actually had sand and cement repair as well. And you know, never the two shall meet. Is that an air brake there in that corner? Does that look like it's been an air brake or something, or is it just a gap?
Yeah, it does look like an air brake.
But
look at that.
Yeah, so they've tried filling it with foam or whatever. You've got to keep these under floors. I mean, this is quite a shallow floor.
It's only a single air brake if it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an air brake, but it's only a single.
Yeah.
Usually they're
a 9-inch, aren't they?
They're a full brick.
This isn't sat on anything.
No.
That's been packed with.
That's probably because he's gone from 22mm board to 18mm board. And that looks pretty thick. So the reason for that is unknown at this present moment.
That doesn't even look like it's. Right, our main concern anyway is finding this lead pipe, getting that sorted.
Get it repaired.
Get it repaired. Right, so diagnosing this damp issue. You can see below here, the bricks are green. Now I've just dug out that soil there, and that's where the 150mm mark is from the damp course. Now, on the subfloor in the dining room. So if you imagine all this was up here, yep, then when we took up the subfloor on the inside, you remember, it was full of rubbish and soil and old plaster and everything. So any moisture's gone in there, it soaked up through all the rubbish what was under the floor, and it started attacking the timbers on that side, and thus, because this is a 9-inch wall, it started to come up through the plaster on the inside. And you've got this problem all the way around. I mean, look how high this is. This is I've just chopped off a bit of render there. Look at this, look at the state of it. Luckily that's getting cut out because there's a door going there. But all this has got to be dug down, or else he's never going to get rid of the damp course problem. There is actually, looks like it, bitumen damp course there, or something anyway. But it's right on top of the soil. That there was render going up here to here, and I've just broken it off. Well, actually, you can see some remnants. Let's get rid of the wildlife. You can see the remnants of it there. Now, funny thing as well, this has been injected, but it's been injected above the DPC. Now, I was always told, whether right or wrong, but even when I was an apprentice, you always injected below the DPC level. But this is just a shower of proverbial. If you come around here, it's exactly the same vegetation, all this. So all this has got to be dug out. So I think we're going to look at getting a digger and just doing a site scrape away from the edge, because we're not landscaping this, but we need to try and cure the problems. So if we do a site scrape from there, I mean, you can see that side door, how low down that is compared to this lot. But if we can do a site scrape, bring the level down. Now the other issue is this ground goes up and up and up, so any water has got the potential for just working its way back down here. Now we're going to be asking the client whether we put eco drainage in here and run it so it runs away. We've also got an issue of this guttering is running that way, and it's just spilling over into there, and when it's absolute peas it down, the rain's soaking into the building. The lead flash, well, right at the very end there, it's not even hitting the gutter, and that's leaking into the wood flash as well. On the inside you can see where all the salt is. You can see it at the salt here, yeah, so that's our main thing. Just getting this reduced. I think as well, you know, that in there with the old foundations, because it's not a brick footing where they used to step out in like a pyramid formation, because it doesn't work on the inside. That literally just looks like a really old concrete strip, but it's solid clay as well, that. Yeah, that air brick's not doing its best either. On the inside there's only half of that exposed. There's no conduit running through to get under the floor, so that might be something else has to resolve. Right, let's do a bit more. Right, so now we're going to give the walls a wash with some PVA solution. What this is going to do is I've already given it a dry sweep and got all the loose dust off and bits off, but the PVA is just going to bind any bits of what's left on there. Just, you know, we want to make sure the board sticks as well, so it's going to slow down the suction rate. Can I just say, you always know when an electrician's done a job and when someone else has done a job. So I've took the sockets off because we need to board this, obviously. So them wires have been twisted together. I've just covered them in tape just to protect the ends. This one is a switch live and switch live, so the blue hasn't been labelled up brown. These went twisted and they've been kept separate, and we managed to just get some ideal push-ons there just to get that protected. That's just satellite feed. And that one there, twisted together, 3 cores into a double socket. Another thing, when you're doing out like this, always double check, because the labels are not always what they seem. So for the downstairs sockets, that was labelled cooker on that consumer unit, and for the highlight socket over there was labelled as sockets. So I don't know, that must, well, it's not the entire house because the kitchen just works, so we just boiled the kettle and the boiler works. But that's why all this is getting changed, because it could all get done correctly. The electrician we've got booked in, he sent the quote through yesterday. I'll go through that with you later and what's involved. And yeah, so we're probably going to accept that quote. We've still got to have a word with the client, but we're going to strongly advise he takes it. Right, brew time.
Later.
The PVA on. Well, what I want to do is show you the top half so you can see the difference. So we haven't done the bottom half yet. So top half, bottom half. Just I'm brushing it in using this. You get into all the little nooks and crannies. Working our way down. Well, now just to do the bottom half now. See you in a bit. Right, we're going to dispose of this wooden lintel. You can see it's not actually doing anything. That's alright, that's bonded into that wall there, and that wall, I don't know what that is there. But we'll get the new concrete one in, which is there. We'll get it packed up on some slate, we'll put some mortar on the top and lift it up. Good news, we kept the upstairs in place. So the span light's in now. So we've took it over onto here. It runs flies past a bit, we'll cut it off with a steel saw when it's gone off. It's had to be packed with a bit of slate. And obviously packed there with slate. But we'll put mortar on the top and then compressed it up, obviously push the lintel up to make sure it holds the brickwork up and there's no voids. Now the board's on. That's got all of the crappy dust there.
The only thing I
cut out for the sockets. Now the homeowner's decided to talk to me like he lives here. Yeah, cool. And that runs up there. Another job. And we'll just fill that in there because Tom's going to be fixing the door frames in here. So we want it nice and solid. But it is solid anyway. So straight as a die. Can't fault it. Right. See you on the next bit.